It's week 2 of the National Football League, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the football team and the Browns, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 22.
Just off the shores of Lake Erie, we are at First Energy Stadium in a city aptly named after its founder, Moses Cleveland, way back in 1796. The folks here in Cleveland, even though all the down years, have never stopped supporting their hometown guys, and we got evidence of that a moment ago as the Browns made their entrance. They are ready to do battle with the Washington football team. Hi again, everyone, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. They've been buoyed by getting 2 home games right at the start, and they come off a good victory in week 1. Meanwhile, for visiting Washington, they come into this one after a loss in the opener, and they're in for another tough test here.
And what a battle for an organization to look at your schedule and see 2 road games to start the season and not have a letdown immediately. If you got to fight against that, they've got to come out ready to play.
The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. Leading the charge under center will be their 6'5" quarterback, Carson Wentz.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup. Threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I've got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in week 2.
Play action. Now Wentz. He'll find Aguara complete. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Well, this defense for the Browns, terrific last week in the season opening victory.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. To throw, it's Wentz. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. Back deep, Jarvis Landry. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Cleveland offense, and here's Baker Mayfield, former Heisman Trophy winner, ready to go at quarterback.
And he said he was feeling good in the lead up to the season, and he proved it in a big way in week 1 with 4 touchdown passes. Had the offense moving at peak efficiency right at the start of the year. Awfully impressive.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at the 20. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Here's 2nd and 10. First carry for Nick Chubb. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Mayfield. And that nearly an opening drive INT, but it does fall incomplete. Not the way he wanted to start this ball game as it brings up 4th down. On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. big kick that time, 52 yards.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2.
The crowd maybe losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Wentz to throw.
They'll set up the screen for Gibson.
And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down. Shotgun now for Wentz. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game. It's certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
A nice punt, but a good run back as well of 13 yards.
And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
And now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'm trying to do better here.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw, Mayfield. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Eluding the pressure right. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
They only needed about 4 or 5 inches there. Relied on the big guys up front and got it done.
Yeah, this is the time to just go ahead and hit it straight ahead. No juking, right? No movement in the backfield. Take the ball and go. As I heard a coach tell a player a long time ago, save your dancing for the club, son. Just get up into that line of scrimmage.
Well, that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now, after that last running play, we've got an offensive lineman down on the field. So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. We'll check on his status when we get back. They find some open field here. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A big play there on the catch and run.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
From the red zone now, Mayfield. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Now Mayfield. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Washington ready to try again on offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Here's Gibson to start the drive. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. The numbers on the ground for Gibson a week ago. 15 carries, 51 yards.
I was so glad you asked for a couple of offensive linemen to talk to before the game because they told us that in last week's contest, everything was clicking. Didn't matter whether they were doing gap scheme, zone scheme, power, whatever it was working, and they expect more of the same in this game, although they're prepared for some adjustments by the defense they expect to see.
Wentz looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Throwing is Wentz. Open man is Quintez Cephas. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big play that time through the air. 37 yards. And Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. They'll run on first down. It's Gibson, and he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. A handoff for Gibson. About 3 yards there to the 27.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on your quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
And his kick is indeed good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon, and think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football? It says finish on it, because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Good job there getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a first down.
No gain on the play there. Second down. Mayfield down. Fights through it. Going out wide, finds Chubb. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 40.
I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield, and he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Mayfield off the play fake. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is caught for a Browns touchdown by Landry. Jarvis Landry, his second touchdown on the season. And the Browns have taken the lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-3. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. And time again to see Terry McLaurin in the Washington offense. Hasn't had his best day to this point here in the second quarter, and they're losing. You got to think, though, that also means that maybe the defense doing a good job on him. There's 2 sides to that coin.
I would agree, so you have to give them credit, but that means you've got to find a way to beat that defense and make sure one of your top playmakers.
And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. In for the sack, Myles Garrett.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Gibson here running out of the gun. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. Give him 6 on the run. They're going to be faced now with a 3rd and 12. Now Wentz. Throw right side, taken in by Gibson. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line. As the offense comes out, we put our Madden spotlight on Baker Mayfield. And they must have seen something leading up to this one that said, hey, we're going to be able to go deep because they've gone deep with a lot of success.
And pick your phrase, pick your code words, your buzzwords, whatever, vertical stretch, deep passes, go routes, right? What's that route you love? What's that route you love? 4 verts. All of it working because they're able to find ways to get deep and for him to show off that big, big arm.
You see some of that big arm right here. He has been great. The Cleveland offense ready to go. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no
big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They give the Chubb out of the gun. Pushes him over. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. 42 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. The Browns on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Throwing, Mayfield. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 2 first downs have him up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. Handoff comes to Chubb. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Deron Payne, the big D tackle there to make the stop. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his 2nd week of the regular season. Escaping the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Wentz now on 1st down. They'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield. Now Wentz signaling frantically, let's get to the line. Wentz to throw on 2nd down. Got a man, it's De'Ami Brown, complete. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out.
I know you're trying not to scoreboard watch, but you only got 3 points. You're kind of hoping that that type of play there gives you some positive momentum going into the half.
Yeah, need to do something to get more than that 3. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football, because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
Following the interception, Mayfield. Over the middle, that's caught by Schwartz. A gain of 6 there on 1st. They're going to hurry back to the line now. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they are into field goal range now as he's got the 1st down at the 26. Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Mayfield and this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Strong coverage by Washington, and now 4th down. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt.
And his kick is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they will not really have time to do much of anything. 15 seconds, all that remains before halftime. He'll find his tight end here, DeGuara.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Meanwhile, Wentz's throw into the hands of McLaurin.
And we're going to get a timeout.
Let's go.
With 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This from 54 yards away. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. So we have reached halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll start up in the Steel City, Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. And it's the Steelers who are out in front. Najee Harris. Over 100 yards on the afternoon thus far with a touchdown run as well. From there, let's hop over to New England. Check out the Patriots at home in Foxborough. And they trail the visiting Chicago Bears. Darnell Mooney, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get to Philadelphia. Check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they trail in their ball game at halftime to the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow with 3 touchdown passes. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And they didn't get a whole lot accomplished through the air in those first 2 quarters of play. They'll need to up their game if they want to rally all the way back. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they too found some success throwing the football. But I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half. Final adjustments being made in the locker room. We're just about set for the second half from Cleveland. And to bring it your way, we go back up to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
So here are the Browns to take over. Last week they got the victory against the Colts, so they lead this one as well as they begin things here 1st and 10. The third quarter starts with a run by Chubb. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line.
52 yards rushing for him now to this point.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Mayfield's throw pulled in by Schwartz.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Play fake. Mayfield. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. That catch good for only a couple. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Looking to throw again on second down. Mayfield. He's going to drop this one down for Chubb. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 41-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And again, it's Mayfield. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. A gain of 6 there on first.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
And a moot point there as they were able to connect. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
A run for Nick Chubb. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. A give. This is Chubb. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Browns take the opening kickoff in the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. First possession of the second half now for Washington. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you know, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score. Well, we talk all the time about playing situations. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That's a nice play there.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. They'll go again with Gibson. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation. Wentz now to throw. Finds his big tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 42.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now Wentz. Now that's into the hands of Mo Alley-Cox, the tight end. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync.
And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. De'Ami Brown, 38 yards. And Washington able to cut into that deficit. The fly route works for the TD Graham.
And you know what the receivers love to say? If we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did, all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
Extra point attempt here still to come. It's up, it's good. That'll make the scoreline 20-10. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. Taken in at the 3. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. And as we peer at the numbers, he got off to a struggling start, but since then really found his rhythm.
And I think that comes together with not just the halftime adjustments, but just that quiet confidence. If you just keep doing the things you've been working on, eventually there will be creases. You know, find those gaps in the defense, keep working on them, and maybe what didn't happen very well for you in the beginning of the game, it starts to open up as the game moves on.
2nd down, here's Chubb again. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 5 yards on 1st down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on 2nd. From the gun, Mayfield. And that will be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And that will skip out of bounds right at about the 18-yard line. Here's Carson Wentz now with the rest of his offensive unit heading onto the field. And he had the touchdown on the last drive, also 4 for 4. Very, very effective. What does he need to do to translate that forward into this drive?
Not think that what he saw in coverages last time is exactly what he's going to get again. He's got to play ahead and start thinking to himself, okay, we just did that. What are they going to take away now? What do we go to as a counter? And continue to encourage his offensive line to continue to give him time.
They were really good on the last drive. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. From the 40 now on 2nd down. Wentz, and his throw is incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Oh, he's got his tight end, Mo Alley-Cox, complete. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's Washington with the football, but trailing here as we begin quarter number 4. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. He'll dump that off to Gibson, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 46. Here's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
A pickup of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and goal. Wentz. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down. Wentz now on 3rd and goal. This is caught. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal.
Completed pass brings up a 4th down situation. Do you play analytics on this one? Well, you know, what do your analytics tell you about going for it here? I wonder what they would say.
They tell me you're down by this margin, 4th quarter, you're going. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And his kick is right there. It's good. And that will tighten this one up a bit. Now a 1-score game at 20-13. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. Mayfield now. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Landry. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. Takes this to the 45. Not much space after that broken tackle. Kendall Fuller in on the stop. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Mayfield on play action. Drops it off for Chubb. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Another 13 yards there twice in a row, and they're on the move. Another first down as well.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
88 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll run with Chubb. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Here's Mayfield. Toward the pylon, caught. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
Nice completion, nice gain.
Great tackle.
Really good tackle. Kept him in bounds, kept things going. What do you do here?
That's the question. Let's see what they do. And his kick here is good. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. On first down, Wentz. Hits his target, the tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A good start there on this 4th quarter drive. They need more of what we just saw.
Down a couple of scores. There's still time. All right, it's not like they're totally out of it, but they have to score quickly, and they're going to need some big-time plays, chunk plays, explosive plays. They need yardage on each snap.
Wentz now on first down. And he's taken down. This will be a Browns sack. Myles Garrett able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Pass complete to Alley-Cox. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Clock running as Washington will try and hurry up. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off around the 41. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. Obviously, Charles, this stage of the game, down 2 scores, they had to put the football in the air. Unfortunately, it gets picked off.
And the criticism comes easily in situations like this, but you just laid it out. Look where they are on the scoreboard. Look at where the clock is in the game. He has to take a chance here and try and get the ball downfield to his receivers. Unfortunately, it was picked off.
With the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Chubb will have it. Oh, he sheds himself free. And he's all the way down to the 13-yard line. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Chubb running right. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8.
Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout
as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Here's Mayfield. Being chased out left. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great effort there. His first NFL reception goes for 6.
And the Browns are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead.
Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Washington offense set to take over.
They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them.
I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. Now Wentz again. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
Wentz is intercepted yet again.
Picked up by Denzel Ward.
And the Browns are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line.
This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. He stiff arms it. Oh, one more time. Gets through, and now an opening. He's at the 50, 30, and all the way down to the 26.
Wow, 204 yards rushing for him now in the afternoon as he just continues to pummel this defense.
So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And to be frank, Charles, probably not too many people surprised at how this one turned out.
Yeah, I don't think so at all. I mean, they're such a good football team. They were at home. You know, you walked in and you looked at the advantages and you saw that they had most of them. It'd take a lot to try and even it up. I just thought 2 words for this ball game: methodical and predictable. And both of them came together.
So for the Browns, they used a favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Meanwhile, for Washington,
they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a matchup with the Falcons.